Hi there, my name is Kinga. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I started this channel about 2 years ago, right after my divorce, to document for myself and my closest friends how I am reinventing myself and my whole life. If you're not a friend but you still found this video, maybe it's a sign from the universe that you need to subscribe or at least like this video. If you see this black thing on my neck, that's like a kinesio tape. I think that's what it's called in English, because I went to a chiropractor. If you see a dead looking cat in the background here, it's a pillow. It's not a stuffed animal, it's a pillow of a very similar cat that I had. And if it disturbs or bothers you, maybe I just put it on the side. Yeah. So in this video I want to talk about intuition, calling your higher guidance when it comes to dating, because it's crucial. It can save you, it can save lives. It can help you steer away from guys or girls who are just not good for you. It has saved me so many times. It has saved me from so many potential heartbreaks and lies and people, dangerous people, emotionally dangerous people, that I just thought it would be very important for me to make a video about it, where I'm actually going to give you some of the stories, some of the examples, the situations where my intuition saved me. And then in the second part of the video, I also want to tell you how you could learn to listen to your intuition, that inner guidance, and how to be able to connect with it fast and ask questions from your intuition or your higher guidance or God or universe, whatever you want to call it. I think the information that we receive whenever we send a question out all comes from the same source energy. So it doesn't matter what you call it. I think it's your higher, wiser self, which to me, and let's not get into that topic right now, but to me, it's also part of God. So it is God as well. And yeah, let's jump right into it. So some of the craziest stories that I want to share with you, where my intuition saved me or my higher guidance saved me, was the following. Right after my divorce, the first guy that I really found myself attracted to, and I met him online. I haven't met him in person, but we started to chat, and clearly on his profile he stated that he had no children. And I had this policy against dating guys with children, especially young children. So it was clearly stated on his profile, no children. But for whatever reason, I had this inner voice telling me that I should ask during our text messaging or exchanges of messages if he had a kid. So I did, and he said, no, I don't. And then we carried on with our conversation, and I think the next day I felt the need to ask him again. So I did again. I mean, how weird. I was already feeling like, oh, I'm acting a bit, funny. Like, why am I even being suspicious? He already confirmed twice that he has no kids. Like, Kinga, stop it. But something was pushing me inside. So I asked again. He again denied the existence of any children. And then we went on to a voice call, I think the next day, and this really surprised me, because it was not like an inner thought process or a result of a thought process, me asking this question again. It just kind of came out of me. It just slipped out of my mouth. And I asked him again, so you don't have any kids, right? And again, he said no. And then we went on, casual conversation, whatever. A couple of days later, I, for whatever reason, decided to end the whole thing. And I'm so glad I did, because just something in me didn't give me peace, about the whole kid subject. And I just felt the need to dig. I used to work as a headhunter, so I have very good researching skills. I can find anyone on the internet or off the internet, and I can find any information. So I was using my skills and my experience, and what I found was very surprising to me as well, because I found this old footage of a French TV. The guy is not French. I don't speak French either. I don't even know how I got there, but I found this old footage of a woman and this guy in their home acting and talking like a couple, which is okay. But a couple of seconds later, there was another cut where the guy was holding a little baby, and it was very clear to me that they had a baby together. And that just really hit me, because I'm like, ooh. It didn't just hit me because he lied to me. I felt, I think, even heartbroken for the lady and the baby. Because I think that's one thing, that you have a child and you decide not to stay in touch. But that's another thing, to completely deny the existence of your child. It just really broke my heart. So I'm glad I didn't proceed further with this guy. And I'm glad I found the information out later. But I mean, obviously it didn't make any difference by then. But it just kind of proved it to me that, Kinga, your intuition is working perfectly and you need to keep listening to it, and you need to stay in touch with your inner guidance and just, you know, just stay connected, basically. The other story that was pretty interesting, and that's more recent actually. I was talking to this guy, and for whatever reason, I had this inner struggle. I wasn't sure, because I liked him, but another part of me was just very hesitant about the whole thing. And because I have some childhood PTSD, sometimes it can get triggered and it can make me want to run from certain relationships or connections. And so I have to be really aware. And sometimes I am a bit confused, like, is it my childhood trauma being triggered here now? Or is it really my intuition telling me to get the fuck out of here? And so I couldn't really differentiate between the two. So I was just always asking for a sign. And this is what I do when I feel the need of some outside help or inner guidance to help me make a decision or see something clearer. And so I kept asking for a sign, and I said, if we're going to have this meeting that we agreed to have with this dude, if it's going to happen, that it means that he's the guy for me. If for whatever reason it gets cancelled or delayed, then it's a sign telling me, no, Kinga, he's not your guy. And our meetings kept being cancelled, but for whatever reason he kept coming back, and he kept asking for a second and a third and whatever chance. And I gave it to him. And I remember I went to Amsterdam to the Abraham Hicks workshop. You can find a video on that actually in the description. I'm going to link it for you. It was an amazing weekend. And while I was there, I was very excited about coming back to Stockholm and going on a date with this guy. But I was very in alignment, in tune with my higher guidance, and I was asking for a sign again. I said, listen, I'm so sorry that I'm always asking for a sign. You clearly gave it to me, but I'm asking for it again, and I promise it's going to be a last time. If this meeting's gonna happen, then I'm gonna give it a chance. If not, then he's clearly not my guy. But everything looked like the meeting's gonna happen. But like, guys, last minute, like really last minute, I'm not gonna get into all the details, but the meeting got cancelled for whatever reason. Again, it doesn't matter what it was. And it was just like, obviously it was kind of painful in a way as well, but it also gave me this confirmation, this clarity, this calm feeling of, you know, okay, I'm going to accept it. Thank you for telling me. But by then, obviously, I didn't understand what is the underlying, what is the reason why the universe is telling me that he's not my person. Because I did like him. And couple of months later, which was about a week ago, I found out that the dude is married, or actually in the process of marrying someone. So I was upset. I wasn't heartbroken because I wasn't emotionally invested in this anymore, but I was upset at first because I was like, okay, so this guy was ready to play with me, my emotions, and this lady's emotions. So like he was kind of playing with two people's emotions and two people's hearts. My next feeling and thought was how grateful I am that I was guided clearly and I was saved. I was even saved from meeting him. So I was saved from potentially falling in love with him. The third story I want to share with you is a very different story where I also called upon my guidance. And that was with a guy I also met on a dating site. All of these guys I met on a dating site. And we had a great connection. We had phone conversations and we were laughing for hours. I still do, love his sense of humor. And but for whatever reason, I didn't feel that kind of romantic potential in there. I wasn't interested in him that way, but I loved our connection. And so I didn't ask for a sign, but I needed to understand what is going on. What are my real feelings, and what you can do in order to truly understand your honest, real feelings without your ego misguiding or leading you, is if you touch your heart area, your heart chakra, you close your eyes and you think of that situation, or you think of that person, or you think of your connection to that person, and how does it feel. You can also ask a question like, is this person the person for me to love, or is this my person, or do I have do I have to enter into a relationship with this person? And then you're going to feel it. Can come in a form of an image, a voice in your head, a feeling, or anything. Like, you would get a signal. If it doesn't work for you at this stage of your life, it's okay. It doesn't mean that it's not going to work for you. It's there for everyone. You just need to practice it. You need to start building this connection to your inner guidance. And then once it's built, you have to maintain it. You have to nourish it. And I will also tell you how to do that. And the other thing that I did, and I normally do, is I imagined him, but his energy being, we have this physical part of us, right? The one that dies, the physical body, like this, what you see. And then we have this energy part of us, the one that doesn't die. You can call it our soul as well. So I imagined his soul and my soul. And I just wanted to get clarity on how our souls interact, like how we would interact with each other in 5D. Like, what kind of connection do we have? Like, really? Is it a romantic? Does it have to be romantic? Or like, what is it about? Is it a real, honest friendship, or what is it? And I was trying to tune into his feelings towards me. And it was innocent and pure and nice. And then I was also trying to tune into my energy being's feelings, my real feelings about him, and how our connection makes me feel. So completely closing out my ego and my thoughts and my brain working. That's why I kind of got outside of my body by, like imagining myself and placing it outside here and then him here. So not using this physical part of me. And then I instantly felt this laughter and fun and kindness and, this very friendly energy. It made my heart and soul smile, okay? That's the best way to put it. So I was like, this guy is special. He can have a special place in my life. We don't have to be lovers, but I want to keep his friendship. And I told him that, so we stayed friends. He was really cool with that. And how later on I got a confirmation that it was a wise decision is when I was going through my grieving process after divorce, and there was a very low moment of mine when I was seriously committing or considering committing suicide. I was in the process of like Googling all the possible options to end my life in the best or the quickest possible way without much pain and much bleeding and like, just the quickest way to go basically, and the less painful way to go. I was very serious and determined. And when that happens, I don't talk to anyone. I just completely block the outside world and I just completely withdraw and suffer in silence. And while I was going through this guy who lives in a completely different country, like I live in Sweden, he lives in the US, huge distance, even time difference, and he calls me. He felt the need to call me. And even though I was trying to tell him I'm okay, there's nothing wrong and stuff, he just felt the need to connect and stay on the line with me. And he was on the line with me for 4 or 5 hours, which out of that, I think I was laughing for 4 hours constantly. Like, I love his sense of humor. And that 4 hours of laughter brought me back to life. It brought me back so much to life that the next day I was able to even go buy a car and then start a new job the next day, which required a car. So he kind of saved my life there. And ever since then, we stayed in touch, and sometimes we give each other a call. So again, it was very wise to listen to my intuitions and my inner guidance and not just let such a valuable connection go. My inner guidance is always leading me. I can always trust it. And the more I practice listening to it, the more accurate it serves me, and the more and the easier I can actually get connected. In this last part of the video, I want to tell you how I get and stay connected. So you remember I told you about how to listen to your intuition. Is you can actually put your heart in your heart chakra, you can ask a question, or you can imagine or like visualize a situation or someone, and then whatever feeling comes over you or whatever you hear in your head is your answer. That's one way. And obviously it's going to get clearer and clearer and quicker by practicing, okay? And the other way that you could use is what I used with that friend of mine, where you imagine that person, you put the energy being of them up here and then the energy being of you, and then you trying to observe how each energy being feels about or in this connection. And number 3 is to start building this connection to your higher guidance, or the universe, or God, or your wiser self, whatever you want to call it again, okay? So that source energy, and to build that and maintain it every day by practicing. And what I mean by practicing and building is very simple. It's nothing else but meditating. Because meditation can put you in that mental and emotional state where you are just more in alignment, more in tune with that part of you. You can start meditating by listening to any of my meditations on my YouTube channel, or you can listen to any other meditation on YouTube. It doesn't matter. But obviously the first kind of meditation that you need to learn and practice is the meditation where you just sit down and you just completely cancel the outside noises that you may hear around you. I like to use a headset sometimes, that helps as well, if it's a very noisy atmosphere that you're in or surrounding. And the most important thing is you need to quiet your thoughts, right? It's not going to happen that fast, and even if you're good at meditating, your mind's going to wander. It's a very natural thing for your mind to do, and that's okay. It's completely okay. But as soon as you recognize that it has wandered, just bring it back. Just bring your attention, your focus back to here and now. And I think what's best for you to focus on, because you will need something to focus on, because you can't think of not thinking anything, or you can't think of thinking nothing. Okay, so you will probably need some guidance. You need something, and that could be your breath, because you could actually slow down your breathing, which would already help itself for you to calm your whole body and your mind down. But if you also used your breathing to be something that you actually actively listen to and you pay attention to, the sound of your breathing, that would also help you sort of get more centered and grounded and more in alignment. So try that, and just, I don't know, do it 15 minutes. If you can't do 15 minutes, just do 10 minutes, but be determined to do it every day. And the more you do it and the more often you do it, the quicker you're going to be able to build this connection. And what's also important is that you have to maintain this. I've seen it with myself that I can get connected very easily. But if I skip meditation for a couple of days or weeks, then it's going to be harder for me to get back into that connection again. But if I do my meditations every day, then I can get connected like this. Like I can just sit down, close my eyes, and instantly I feel the connection. How I feel it, it's going to be different for everyone, but how I personally feel that I'm connected is I feel like my spine has this invisible energy extension above. Like some invisible cords were shooting up there, and then it gets connected, and then I have this almost like electrical tingling sensation coming down and going through all my spine. And then I know that I am connected. I can ask anything now and I can download any information. And I will get deeper into that topic in another video. But in this video, I just wanted to share this with you, that your inner guidance is amazing. You have to learn how to listen to it. And the best way to do is start practicing meditation, and meditate every day. There's no other quicker and better way to actually get connected. And whenever you're in doubt, you can again just put your hand on your heart chakra and ask whatever you need to ask. And then you could also use my other technique that I told you about, which is asking for a sign. Just meditate or pray and say, universe, I need a sign. I need you to send me a sign on this. And sometimes you just leave it like that open and say that, you know, tell the universe to send you a sign. Sometimes you can give like options, like how I did it, like, universe, if this meeting happens, then it tells me to proceed with this guy. If this meeting doesn't happen, or if he doesn't call me before this and that time or day or date, then it means I should ignore it. I've done that. I've used that many times and it works all the time. So give it a try. Let me know how you're progressing. You can leave me any feedback in the comment section below, and hope to see... Oh, and please like this video. It really helps me tremendously to grow my channel, to make more content like this, and also it helps me a lot with the algorithm, so other people can see it too. Also, please consider subscribing to my channel. Hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.